Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I made a memory about your dad. He's in a book. Whoa, whoa. He has a history of skimming past all the pages of ageless confessional shit. I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, Jace and Dedeker, how are we doing today?
I'm pretty good. I'm definitely more sober than the two of yous are, from what I can tell.
I know, you've been on this whole not drinking kick for a
I
while.
know,
Are you
but-
finally done with this whole drugs and recovery and everything?
Not quite yet, almost. But
Okay.
like, I still have fun. It's still fun to hang out and read the Bible and be
Oh, I'm
silly.
glad
You
to
don't
hear
have to- I mean, actually, I think that is important for our listeners to know, is that drunk is not the most important part of this podcast.
Drunk is just like, it's a state of mind.
Yeah, I'm okay to be high on life.
That
While the
drunk
twos
is
of
a
you
state of mind.
are a little more drunk like right now.
Yeah, well, here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What if we called it fun Bible study?
I think that would really attract the wrong crowd, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay.
I do like it, but
Rainbow Bible study.
funk Bible study.
Funkalicious.
That's an entirely different audience.
Entirely different show. Yeah.
Well, Jace and I think pretty much will always bring the drunk to the table.
It's true. I'm
At least
weak.
the drinking. We don't necessarily need to be drunk for it, although by, sometimes,
what are you going? Where are you going?
sometimes
Goodness,
I
Emily.
am.
Sometimes Emily. Yeah.
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 Can
As
I
the
ask,
evening progresses.
what
Yes.
are we actually reading today?
That is a good question.
Well, we are reading 2 chapters today.
Only two.
Genesis
Only 2.
41 and 42, which I have heard is the answer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
What?
I get it. I get it.
It's
It's
what-
low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, I know.
What is that
It's
from?
easy.
You haven't read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Oh, no, I haven't. But wait, did they talk about Genesis specifically?
No,
No, just the number
It's
42.
the number 42 is essentially just the butt of a joke that nerds take too far.
Oh.
So
They don't take it too far. They just overuse it.
They overuse
as I
it,
just
yes.
did in
Yeah.
introducing this.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, what happened last time?
Oh yeah. Do you remember?
This super random, completely random chapter about one of Joseph's brothers,
Do you remember which one?
Judah and the lion.
No, nice.
No,
Okay.
Judah and the lion.
I'll give you that point.
Yeah, Judah. That's what I kept thinking every time we were doing it.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, Judah and the Lion is like a band now.
Oh, great.
It's a good band. I
Okay.
like some of their songs.
Cool.
But yeah, Judah and his sons who were spilling seeds, and
I think only one of them did that. But
okay,
yeah.
but some of them were wicked for whatever
Yep.
reason, like whatever that means, and then they got killed by Yahweh. Yahweh killed them, and then seeds were spilled unceremoniously, and so someone was killed because of that, and then the widowed wife of
Yeah.
the
Do you remember
seed.
what happened here?
Yeah, she like dressed up as a prostitute because the last son, the son that hadn't died, was not being given to her, and so she was like, well, screw it, I'm gonna dress up like a prostitute and get me a baby, another baby, and
Yes. Thank you.
and then she gets a baby, and
With who?
with Judah and the lion.
Her father-in-law.
Yeah, her father-in-law. Ew. And then that is that. And and it's 2 babies. And one of them is before the other one with their hand.
I don't know if you remembered that quite all the way.
They thrust the hand outside of the womb. A string gets tied around it. He puts it back into the womb. And then the baby like pops out. And I don't know. That's basically it, right?
Sure,
And
yeah.
there's
so
2
that
of
was,
them.
Yeah, that was the random chapter.
It was so random. And then the rest of the time, yeah, Joseph was a good boy in the Potiphar's eyes. But then Potiphar's wife is like, have sex with me. And he's like, no. And then she's like, I'm going to basically make you look like you had sex with me.
Right.
And so then Potiphar kicks him out into the jail cell and then
kicks him out into
into
a
the jail cell.
Just directly punts it.
And then he's a jail boy, but then he's a really big jail boy. And so he basically
the biggest
like
of the jail boys.
yeah, and so like he's the king of the jail boys. And then the baker, Pharaoh's baker and butler go in there. They have some dreams. He tells them what the dreams mean, and one of them gets hung, and one of them gets back with the Pharaoh. And Joseph's like, remember me, and they don't.
Well done.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
So for our bonus episodes, we've been listening to stuff from Joseph and the Amazing
Yeah.
Technicolor
So I
Dreamcoat,
got
the
a
Andrew Lloyd Webber
twofer.
show. Do you think it helped you remember the story a little better?
For sure. I was definitely remembering what they looked like.
Yes.
And you all out
Unforgettable.
there, you all out there should definitely like watch the movie because it is ridiculous, but it is very helpful in remembering who these people were.
And you can watch the whole thing on YouTube for
Yeah.
freezies.
Yep. Okay.
So what are y'all drinking today?
We're drinking, what's it called? Layer cake.
Yes, the
Yes.
cake of layers. I don't think it's a very good wine,
Yeah.
but
not
it's
really.
a wine.
We should probably stop buying wine at the drugstore.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
The
You
one
too.
last week was the drugstore wine too, and it wasn't bad.
Can you make us look any less classy?
Well,
Look, we have a show called Drunk Bible Study. I don't think
That's-
classy is
it's
really...
not classy drunk Bible study. It's just drunk.
That's true.
It's not like society Bible study.
It's not,
Yes, it's not
it's
like
not
a
Rita's Theatre Bible Study.
drinking brandy with Bible study.
Cocktail party Bible study.
Dang. Well, maybe we need to rebrand then, because I kind of like this classy version.
Manhattans for Bible people.
You know, once we get to the point of doing live shows, maybe we could do like a cocktail
some
party
theme.
themed
That's nice.
live show. Yeah.
I
That's
was
nice.
thinking about possibly doing live shows because like really we could just do any part of the Bible and be like, okay, you ready?
Here we
Right.
go. Could do a sword drill, just read a section randomly, really.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Maybe, I don't
Come
know.
up with some way for the audience to pick the sections that we read.
Yeah,
man.
that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Maybe
Yeah.
tweet at us if you have some ideas about what would be the best ways to do this.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to get into this now, and we want to remind everybody to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. And with that, are you starting it?
I think I am starting. Yeah.
Okay.
Here I am, Genesis 41. It happened at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river.
Okay.
Behold, there came up out of the river 7 cattle, well favored and fat fleshed, and they fed in the reed grass.
Wait, they just like appeared out of the water?
Yeah, they came up out of the
sea
water.
cattle.
Sea
Well-
cows.
River cattle, actually.
Oh,
but,
yeah, I suppose, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so river cattle.
Suspension of disbelief here, but sure.
It's a
It's a
dream.
dream, Emily.
Oh my
I thought that
goodness.
he dreamed and then he like just found himself by a
Oh,
river one
so you
day
read it as,
after.
like he dreamed and then he went and stood by a river.
Exactly.
I see.
And then I was
I
like,
see.
what is happening?
Yeah.
Okay, now I
see.
get it.
I see. So it's funny. We make fun of the Bible for when it will like reiterate a point every couple sentences, but clearly Emily is the audience that they were doing that for.
No, but it doesn't say anywhere that he was still dreaming
That's what I'm saying.
while
it
these
should
cattle
have.
occurred.
It should have been like,
Yeah.
well, they fed in the reed grass while also in a dream.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Behold, 7 other cattle
Whoa.
came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed, and stood by the other cattle on the brink of the river. The ill-favored and lean-fleshed cattle ate up the 7 well-favored and fat cattle. So Pharaoh awoke.
Wow.
He was like, that was messed up.
The ill-favored went after the good-favored.
Yeah.
And ate 'em.
Dang.
Yeah.
They were so hungry.
Yeah.
They were
that
like,
ate other
nom,
cattle.
nom, 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 nom.
Yeah. Do you suppose they then became fat cattle?
Yeah.
Because they ate
Maybe.
the other ones?
This
Okay.
really like the rich shall inherit, or no, the meek shall inherit the earth. That
Emily,
kind of
you're
happened
getting
there.
way ahead of
Yeah, that's some
I
New
mean,
Testament.
I do know
some
that
things.
thing.
Yes, you've heard that one before.
They say it on TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
They do. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe. Okay, so Pharaoh woke up. He slept and dreamed a second time.
He woke up and then he's like,
It's like, oh man, that
Yeah.
was weird. And then he just like rolled over.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And then he dreamed a second time. And behold, this is the dream, Emily. This is the dream now.
Wait, what? Okay.
Another,
Okay, a second
the
time.
second dream.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Dreamed a second time, colon. And behold, 7 ears of grain came up on one stalk, rank and good.
Doesn't rank mean like ew?
I think
Yeah.
rank means,
Ick.
in this context, it means choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's real
Some
choice.
choice wheat ears.
Is it like how you call a good weed like dank or something? Is it like that?
Soup, it's soup's dank wheat.
So wheat is dank and wheat is rank. Yeah, is that what
Yeah,
you're teaching
okay.
me right now?
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's what we're getting at.
All right.
Behold, 7 ears, thin and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. The thin ears swallowed up the 7 rank and full ears.
Oh, a recurring theme.
Pharaoh
Okay.
awoke, and behold, Emily, it was a dream. It happened in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the great magicians of Egypt. Sorry, he called for all the magicians of Egypt and all the wise men of it. Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was no one who could interpret them to Pharaoh.
I
find that hard to believe.
That is really
Yeah.
hard to believe that like all of them are like, what? No idea. Wait, where's my dream interpreting books? Where's my symbol dictionary? What? Cows, wheat? I have no idea, Pharaoh. I mean, I know you sent for me from across the land and you're probably going to offer a nice award of much gold and maybe spices and women for interpreting your dream, but
no
there's
idea.
just no way. This is dense. It's too dense, Pharaoh.
So do you think it was actually that he just didn't like their interpretations?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, somebody must have just like pulled something out and been like,
Right.
it's this.
And he's like,
Clearly.
that doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Maybe because he had these 2 dreams that were so similar. Maybe he was like, no, this one I can tell really has meaning. And they were all trying to come up with like, oh, it means that like your 7 virtues are going to overcome some like kind of very like placatey, like yes men kind of answer. Like they were just giving him these weak answers. And he was like,
He's
that
like,
can't
no,
be
no,
it.
no,
Like
it's got to be something else.
Yeah. Maybe I'm giving Pharaoh too much credit. I don't know. So no one could interpret the dream, apparently. Then the chief butler, oh, hey, remember him. Then the chief butler spoke
didn't
to
remember anyone
Pharaoh
else.
saying,
No.
I remember my faults today.
Okay. Cool. Good for you.
Pharaoh's like, I'm busy.
Oh. Gosh, I completely forgot about that guy.
Pharaoh was angry. This is still the butler talking. Pharaoh was angry with his servants and put me in custody in the house of the captain of the guard.
Wait, he forgot this?
We'll just hang on. We'll
All
get
right.
to it.
All right.
He said, I remember my faults today.
Yeah.
Pharaoh, in the third person, was angry with his servants and put me in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, me and the chief baker. We dreamed a dream in one night, I and he. We dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream. This is that same weird phrasing we had last time. Okay, so they had different dreams. There was with us there a young man, a Hebrew, servant to the captain of the guard, and we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each man, according to his dream, he did interpret.
We got it.
It happened as he interpreted to us, so it was, me he restored to my office, and him he hanged. End of
And
quote.
Pharaoh was like, wait, what? Who are you?
What's happening?
What?
No, this is
what are
his
you
cupbearer.
talking to?
So this is the guy bringing him wine.
So, okay, so he
alright.
knows who
This
he
dude.
is.
Okay.
But-
He's like, I didn't know you could speak.
Jeez.
Okay, so then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon.
And Joseph's like, finally.
Yeah.
Oh
jeez.
my goodness.
Thanks a lot,
And
pal.
Cabrera's like, like as soon as he restored my position, it's just like super busy. Like I had so much to catch up on because
Yeah,
I was in
I had a
prison,
lot to do, man.
and it just
Don't
like
worry about
really
it.
hit the ground running. And
Really
then,
apologize.
Joseph's like, really? You could have
Whoops.
just said, like, I don't know, one thing maybe. He's like, oh, you don't know what it's like out
Yeah,
here.
I can't say
you know,
anything. Actually, I'm not allowed
crushing
to talk.
grapes 3 at a
Yeah.
time.
Okay, so Pharaoh called Joseph. They hastily brought him out of the dungeon. He shaved himself, changed
Oh.
his clothing, and came into Pharaoh.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
Little,
so-
little shower, little shave.
It was hasty, but not so hasty.
Not so hasty. He had some
Just-
time to
yeah.
clean up. Or maybe they're like, quick, get him in front of Pharaoh. And then they're like,
You look real bad right now. You're not Donny Osmond material.
Yeah, you don't look like someone who's trustworthy with dream interpretation. Let's clean you up.
Yeah. Pharaoh said to Joseph, I have dreamed a dream of days gone by.
Oh my goodness, how
Okay,
many times?
As
It's
many
lame
as
as
it takes.
Ms. LaRob.
Les Miserables. I have dreamed a dream, and there is no one who can interpret it. I have heard it said of you that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it.
He's like, yeah, I'm real good at that.
Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, It isn't me. God will give Pharaoh an answer of peace.
Oh, giving the credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Pharaoh spoke to Joseph. In my dream, behold, I stood on the brink of the river, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 cattle, fat-fleshed and well-favored.
Ugh, do they? Can,
Yeah,
can they
we're
just
gonna
say
get the whole
like?
thing.
Can he just be like? And then Pharaoh told Joseph the dream.
No, we can't.
Okay, no, we can't.
Because in the musical, this is a whole song about
Oh,
the
of
dream.
course it is.
Yeah, that I sang. Yeah.
Oh.
They fed in the reed grass, and behold, 7 other cattle came up after them, poor and very ill-favored and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness.
For badness.
For bad. Is this?
Such as I never saw for badness. That's one I want to
That's
adopt
a good
for
one,
sure.
yeah.
Such as I never saw.
For badness. The lean and ill-favored cattle ate up the first 7 fat cattle, and when they had eaten them up, it couldn't be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill-favored, as at the beginning. So they didn't get fat.
Yeah.
So I awoke. I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up on one stalk, full and good. And behold, 7 ears withered, thin and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. The thin ears swallowed up the 7 good ears. I told it to the magicians, but there was no one who could explain it to me. Joseph said to Pharaoh, The dream of Pharaoh is one.
Like,
Full stop,
Okay,
period.
as in, does
What
it
does
mean
that
like
mean?
they're the same dream or the same meaning?
Maybe the dreams are one.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
like
I see. It's
Yeah.
all one dream.
I say.
Got it. Okay. The dream of Pharaoh is one. What God is about to do, he has declared to Pharaoh. The 7 good cattle are 7 years. So not days anymore. Now they're years.
Years,
And the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one.
ears, and years.
Yes. The 7 lean and ill-favored cattle that came up after them are 7 years. And also the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind, they will be 7 years of famine. That is the thing which I spoke to Pharaoh.
Is he like? Is he like? I spoke this to Pharaoh. Pharaoh.
He's
Is he speaking as God now?
like narrating
No,
himself
I
now.
don't know.
That is the thing which I spoke to Pharaoh. Okay. What God is about to do, he has shown to Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. There will arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty will be forgotten in the land of Egypt. The famine will consume the land, and the plenty will not be known in the land by reason of that famine which follows, for it will be very grievous. The dream was doubled to Pharaoh, because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. I guess that just means like you dreamt it twice because like really though?
Because like really, God's like, hey, seriously, pay
Yeah.
attention to this.
Yeah.
Now, therefore, let Pharaoh look for discreet and wise man, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint overseers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt's produce in the 7 plenteous years. Then, I love that word, plenteous. That's good.
Plenteous.
Then let them gather all the food of these good years that come, and lay up grain under the hand of Pharaoh for food in the cities, and let them keep it. So, like, storing the food,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The food will be for a store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which will be in the land of Egypt, that the land not perish through the famine.
So he's giving him the heads up, like, hey, you should plan ahead of time.
Oh.
Yeah.
The thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of all his servants. Like, slow clap. I imagine the servants were just like, wow.
Dang, those
Yeah.
magicians
Yeah,
couldn't
and
do
the
it, but
magicians
this
are
guy.
like,
Why didn't I think of that?
Wow, I should have known.
True master.
Yep.
Pharaoh said to his servants, "Can we find one such as this? A man in whom is the Spirit of God?"
No, and you've got him right here.
Clearly.
Here he
Clearly
is.
not.
Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Because God has shown you all of this, there is none so discreet and wise as you.
Oh, that's convenient.
Okay.
You
okay.
shall be over my house." His accent keeps changing, sort of
You shall
cycling
be
throughout.
over my house.
And according to your word will all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than you.
We've
He's
already.
like, so don't worry, I'm still Pharaoh, just so we're clear. I'm still the best.
Yeah.
But you're going to be my number 2.
Yeah. That's quite a promotion from
That's-
like head of the prisoners.
Exactly.
Yes,
From king
for
of
sure.
jail to almost king of Egypt.
Right. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Behold, I have set you over all the land of Egypt."
Wow.
Dang.
Pharaoh took off his signet ring from his hand and put it on Joseph's hand.
Wow.
Jeez. Instant promotion.
Yeah.
Seriously. And arrayed...
Okay, hang on. Sorry.
Okay,
I just
yeah.
want to mention, who was the guy in line for that promotion who is just like
He's like-
fuming to the
Yeah.
side right now, just like, seriously? How
Who
many
is
years
this little
have I been
boy?
doing this job?
Wow, yeah, that
probably
would
a
be
woman.
really heartbreaking. Let's face it, a woman wouldn't have even been close to that position at this
Oh,
time.
fine. You're right.
You don't know that. There were some lady pharaohs. and
That's true.
Were there?
queens.
We're
Yeah?
going to get to him later in this very book, I think.
I don't
I mean, not in
remember.
this book, but in
No.
the Bible.
Are we?
Don't we have some
the
female
book Bible?
pharaohs later?
No.
No?
No?
There's like moms and wives and daughters of pharaohs.
I
But
see, but no actual...
actual lady pharaohs. yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You shall be overall. Yeah, okay. In the form. He took off his signet ring and put it on Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in robes of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. They called it Pharaoh Force 2.
God damn.
That was a lot funnier than I thought it would be.
They cried before him, "Bow the knee." He set him over all the land of Egypt. So people were like bowing to Joseph, this
Yeah.
foreigner slave servant.
Yeah, but they've dressed him up like
Prisoner.
an Egyptian now, so it's okay.
I suppose.
And he's all clean and shaven, and it's all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's no coat of many colors,
That's true.
That is true.
but this one is made of fine linen
Yeah.
and a gold chain, which is
yeah,
nice.
that's pretty sweet.
If only it had a nose ring, that would be cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be real cool.
Whoa.
Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I am Pharaoh, and without you shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt."
Hand or foot.
Wow, no limbs shall be lifted.
Right, you literally dictate every single movement that any person makes in the entire kingdom. Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphenath-paneah.
What?
Wow.
Wait a minute. Did he give him another name?
Yeah, Zapanoth Panea.
Zaphenath-paneah, yeah.
It's like,
Zappa? Can we just call him Frank Zappa?
yeah.
Frank Zappa. Okay.
Yeah, he called him Frank Zappa.
He called Joseph Frank Zappa.
Okay.
And he gave him Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, as a wife.
Priest
What?
of On.
What?
I'm assuming
Oh, I see.
On is probably a deity.
Right.
Asenath, that was the name of a character in an H.P. Lovecraft, my favorite H.P. Lovecraft story. And
Really?
Oh, really?
She's evil.
Whoa. Is she going to be evil?
I don't think so. I think he probably just lifted this name from the Bible because it
Oh,
sounded
okay.
cool. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Asenath,
okay, maybe.
yeah.
Okay, so he gave him the daughter of one of the priests of On
Okay.
as a wife. Okay. Joseph went out over the land of Egypt. Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
He's been here for 12 years then? Was he
Yeah.
18 or 17
So it
or
seems
something?
like,
Yeah.
he probably spent a number of years in Potiphar's service, a number of years in prison, and now he's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he probably speaks Egyptian real good now.
Oh, yeah,
I would
that's true.
imagine.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. 30, though, is very young if we're thinking about kind of in the context of everything else.
Most people tend to live far longer than 100, so
Still got his whole life ahead of him.
yeah.
I mean, to put it in perspective, we're saying this is maybe around the age of like the binding of Isaac.
Right.
When Isaac was just following his dad around, and here Joseph is now second in command of Egypt.
Well, he's doing
That's-
okay then.
Yeah.
Yes.
But really, like, honestly, all this stuff has just been handed to him. He's interpreted a couple dreams.
He's put in his time.
Okay,
Let's give him
he's-
some credit.
I,
Like,
Yeah.
He
I
got
will
thrown
give
in
him
a
a
pit.
little credit.
he was having to, deal with sexual harassment at work for several years.
But
True.
I'm not saying that he's like done a lot of hard work.
I mean, he was in prison. I
Right.
imagine he probably did hardish
There's
work.
probably some hard work being in prison, managing prisoners.
But he does seem like Yahweh is really helping him out.
Yeah, he definitely has
at
Yahweh on
at
his side
least-
for sure.
At least
He's
that.
very lucky,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
He was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh and went throughout all the land of Egypt. In the 7 plenteous years, the earth brought forth by handfuls. He gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities. Remember when we talked about being laid up, or laying something up a lot in Job?
Laying it up.
You
I'm so confused about it.
were more amused by that.
Okay, fine. The food of the field, which was round about every city, he laid up in the same.
Okay.
In the same cities around which they grew, I guess. Joseph laid up grain as the sand of the sea, very much, until he stopped counting, for it was without number.
I do like the implication that he tried to count,
But he
One
couldn't.
grain,
and then he was
2
like,
grain.
screw it.
Yeah. Good one. Thank you. To Joseph were born 2 sons before the year of famine came, whom Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bore to him. Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh.
I think Manasseh?
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 Mana. For, he said, God has made me forget all my toil and all my father's. That really got you guys.
Well done.
Okay, so Joseph's firstborn, Manamana.
Yeah, his first son Manamana. For he said, God has made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. So apparently Manamana means forgetting your father's house.
So no more Jacob and sons.
Yeah, apparently not.
Jacob doesn't have this son.
That's true.
The name of the second he called Ephraim. For God has made
Ephraim?
me...
Ephraim?
Ephraim? I've heard Ephraim
Ephraim? Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Where have I heard that before? Like
I
on
don't-
Supernatural or something,
Maybe.
probably.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. For God has made me fruitful in the land of my
I
affliction.
assume
Yeah.
Ephraim must mean like fruit or something.
Yeah, something like
Fruity
that.
boy.
Fruit boy. Yeah. The 7 years of plenty that was in the land of Egypt came to an end. The 7 years of famine began to come, just as Joseph had said. There was famine in all lands, but in all the land of Egypt there was bread.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah.
So there's famine, but bread in Egypt, so everyone can still eat.
Yeah.
Well, you know what this means?
What?
All the lands in this area were having famine.
Yeah, not just Egypt.
Oh.
But Egypt's all right because Joseph did this whole
Yeah, it's an
stockpiling thing.
Economic advantage for sure.
Right. So, meaning all those other tribes, like
Right.
whatever's left of Lot's family and Abraham's family, and, like all of them are maybe not doing so good.
Yeah.
When all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. And Pharaoh said to all the Egyptians, "Go to Joseph. What he says to you, do." The famine was over all the surface of the earth.
Really? Was
Well,
it really? I don't know.
Yeah. Again, kind of when your definition of the surface of the earth was 3 countries at max.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The famine was all over the surface of the earth. Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold to the Egyptians. So he was selling to people around, not just giving it out. Okay. The famine was severe in the land of Egypt. All countries came into Egypt to Joseph to buy grain because the famine was severe in all the earth.
Wow.
In case you didn't catch it, all the earth
Just
people.
everyone
The
was having
entire
a hard time.
3 portions of the earth.
And with that, let's continue with Genesis, the answer.
42.
I did it again. Yeah, good one.
Is
Dedeker hates
that
it
the
so
answer
much.
to like the life question? Like, what is the meaning of life?
The answer to life, the universe, and everything.
42.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for being a
But
nerd
what does
with
that
me.
mean? Like, what is?
That's the whole joke.
point of the joke is that like they build this big supercomputer to calculate the answer to life, the universe, and everything, and that the supercomputer like works for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years until it's like the greatest grandchildren of the original scientists who built it finally come when it's finally supposed to have the answer, and they're like, the answer is 42. Like, I didn't think you're gonna like it.
Right.
Jeez.
And everyone's pissed because they're like, that doesn't make any sense. And like, that's the whole joke.
Is that it doesn't?
Is that the
There
computer's
none.
like, I can't really explain it to you, but the answer's 42.
Yeah.
So
I'm in my Japanese like flashcard app that I'm using right now for learning vocab. The number 42 is one of the like vocab words, and of your choices to answer, you can either write 42 or you can just write the answer, and it will accept
my
either one.
goodness. That's ridiculous.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
Anyway, I love that series. I love Hitchhiker's Guide in general. I love Scott Adams stuff. It's just that joke is always the most low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I
Always.
get it. I
And
get
so
it.
it's like when I was a teenager, the first 3 times I heard someone make a joke about that was funny. And then ever since then, it's not
You're
been
like,
funny.
don't care.
So
Yes, I know.
that is why I heave the heaviest of sighs.
Yes. Well, something else that's funny is that I'm looking at Genesis 42 on here, and on the side, there's like this picture of this boy that's very over it.
Oh yeah.
And it says, why I don't want to read Leviticus, but should anyway.
I bookmarked that and saved it for when we get to Leviticus. I want us to
Ooh,
read this
that's great.
article.
Okay.
Whoa, okay.
That's going to be a while though,
I
because
can't wait to find out.
that's not for a couple more books.
I know, I really want to know, but I guess I won't read it yet. So.
Yeah, don't read it yet. We'll get to it.
Fine. All right, so Genesis 42. Now Jacob saw that there was grain in Egypt, and Jacob said to his sons, why do you look at one another?
It's like, what the heck are you doing? Just sitting around with your
Staring at each
thumbs
other.
up
why
your
y'all
buttholes.
Yeah, why else looking at each other?
There's such naughty language on this episode.
know.
Let's calm it down.
Okay.
So before we move on to the next chapter, we would like to take a quick break to talk to you about Patreon. So Patreon is a great place to help us out, help keep this show going. So even $1 a month on Patreon, which you can go to patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy and you can sign up to become a patron of ours. And even at $1, it really helps us to keep the show going. For $6 a month, you can become a parishioner. So that means you get access to bonus episodes, which are super helpful and informative to someone like me who knows very little about the Bible and sometimes needs a little bit of extra help. And Jason Dedeker are great about giving me some awesome info onto like things that might be a little bit challenging to understand when I take a first pass at reading the Bible. So sometimes we get things like more in-depth analysis and research, and then sometimes also we get to listen to things like musicals, Bible musicals. There's a lot of biblical musicals out there, guys.
There are a lot,
and
it's
that's
true.
awesome because I love musicals and I love getting to watch them with the two of you. And then all of you beautiful people out there. So if you want to get in on us watching and listening to those amazing shows, movies, musicals, then become a parishioner of ours. And then finally at $12 a month, you become a disciple. So you get to support the show, you get all the bonus content, and then you also get ad-free episodes, which is super awesome. You don't have to listen to me gab. And then also, you get them 2 days early. Like, what? That's so cool. You get them before anyone else. So you're super extra special, which obviously you already are, but you're super extra special. So become a patron of ours at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy today. Help us out, be extra special, and get some new bonus content as well.
And so, speaking of extra special, we have a goal. We have a goal to build a congregation. We have a we have a congregational goal. And so that congregational goal is we're trying to reach 300 patrons. And when we reach that goal of 300 patrons, then we're finally going to be able to start releasing 2 Bible studies every week instead of just once a week. So that means that you don't need to wait as long between episodes. It means you're going to get more content in addition to like our bonus content as well if you're a patron. So again, help us reach our congregational goal, join our family, join our little not quite churchy family, and go to patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy.
And then the last thing we wanted to talk about is just if you could take a moment, a couple minutes out of your day, and write us a review on iTunes or on Stitcher. So I'm going to give you the real scoop on this show. This is a difficult show to spread the word and advertise about for us because a lot of social media platforms don't let us advertise a show that has anything about drinking in the name of it, number one. And two, like, identifying our target audience is hard, right? Because this isn't something that's just for Christians. It's also not for like anti-Christians. It's something else entirely. And so the best way to actually get this out there and for more people to read it is to get reviews from you. Take a moment to leave us a review on iTunes or Stitcher that's going to help other people know what to expect from this. It'll make us more likely to show up on like the new and noteworthy lists or higher in the rankings on iTunes, which is a big way that a lot of people find podcasts. So if you could really just take those couple minutes, that would be huge in terms of us growing this, which if you think about it, means more people listening to the show, which means more other patrons, which makes us more likely to get to the 300 patrons, which then gets you more drunk Bible study each week. It's just, again, it's a snowball effect of winning. So if you could take those couple minutes and write us a review, it would make a huge difference for us, as well as spreading the word to your friends and anyone you know who might be into this.
He said, "Behold, I have heard."
Drink. We've been forgetting to drink on Beholds.
Well, there were so many. We would have finished an entire bottle.
There's so many Beholds. Is it like in modern language, the way they were like, look.
Behold.
We're like, okay, hey, look. So he's like, look, I've heard there's grain in Egypt.
Yeah.
Like, if you switch all the Beholds with just like, look.
When it's in dialogue, I would agree with you. But when it's like the narration saying,
that's a little strange.
Behold.
Look.
That's true.
Look, we know this is a
And
weird
look,
story.
Jacob went into her.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
look, there he went again.
Or like a listen, especially in dialogue. Like,
Listen.
Here, listen. Just listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. He said, "Behold, I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy for us from there so that we may live and not die."
He's really spelling it out for them.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
plan.
Yeah. And everyone's like, all right. Joseph's 10 brothers went down to buy grain from Egypt.
10
Hang
brothers?
on. Keep going. Keep reading.
But Jacob didn't send Benjamin, Joseph's brother, with his brothers. For
That's confusing.
Okay.
Okay.
For he said, lest perhaps harm befall him.
Because remember, Benjamin is the other son of Rachel.
So were these like brothers and half brothers?
Yeah, well, Joseph and Benjamin are true brothers, but they're from the favorite wife. So he's more protective of them.
Remember, this was the thing where like Leah had kids, and then
A million kids.
and then Rachel's handmaids had kids, and then Leah's handmaids had kids,
Yeah.
and then finally Rachel had Joseph, and then later had Benjamin and then died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
died in childbirth and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Okay. The sons of Israel came to buy among those who came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan.
Okay.
Joseph was the governor over the land. It was he who sold to all the people of the land. Joseph's brothers came, then bowed themselves down to him with their faces to the earth. So they see him again and they're like,
Oh, no,
maybe
keep
they don't
reading.
know. Oh, do they not know? Joseph saw his brothers and he recognized them, but acted like a stranger to them and spoke roughly with them. He said to them, "Where
He
did
probably
you?"
had his like Egyptian accent too.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
Because
true.
he's been there for 12 years
In
now.
that movie version that I watched, he had the Egyptian eyeliner too. So
All right, that makes sense.
yeah.
No, I guess he would. This would be even longer now because it was 12 years when he became this dude, and then 7 years of plenty
Right.
before
and
the
now we're
7
in
years
7
of famine.
Okay.
So Joseph's going to be 37 now, and he's
Right.
been gone from his family for almost 20 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Jeez,
yeah.
Got
Okay.
it. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So he said to them, "Where did you come from?" They said, "From the land of Canaan to buy food."
They're so sassy.
They are.
They're really like, duh.
Joseph recognized his brothers, but they didn't recognize him. Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed about them and said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see the nakedness of the land."
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Can we look up translations?
Okay, yeah, I'll look up translations of
Spies?
Spies and thieves.
that. Spies and thieves.
Whoa, there's another thing on the side here that says, "Does God like making you suffer?"
Jeez.
Wow, that's pretty heavy.
It's a good question, though.
Well, that's what
you got?
Job's all about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
I mean, kind of.
You know
Not
what?
exactly. But
Honestly, I didn't get a good answer to that question from reading Job.
Well, yeah.
yeah. I don't know if Job got a good answer either.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Let me see. Oh, I see. So the Good News translation says, "You are spies. You have come to find out where our country is weak."
Oh, yeah.
Another one said, a lot of them say nakedness. A lot of them say nakedness. To observe the marks of the land ye are come.
What?
What? Is that the pirate version of the Bible?
Yes.
The Septuagint Bible with Apocrypha. To observe the marks of the land are ye come.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. To learn where the nation is weak. New International Reader's Version, to see the places where our land isn't guarded very well.
Okay, so the idea, like, you're coming for some subterfuge and espionage.
Did you say subterfuge?
Subterfuge?
Is it subterfuge?
Yeah. I like subterfuge.
Sutter.
Subterfuge.
I guess I always
It
read.
has a B in it,
I guess,
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
yes, but I guess I always read it and assumed it was kind of like a French word where sometimes
I see.
vowels get left out.
Consonants, you mean?
It is really, it's subterfuge. I guess.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
think I've literally never said it out loud. So
You just read
Is
it
the
and you're like,
yeah.
that's subterfuge.
yeah.
I had the same problem for years with the word bosom, which is bosom.
What?
Because I only
you
ever
thought-
saw it
you
written.
thought it was
I never
bosom.
read it out loud. I thought it was
There
bosom.
is a meme going around where it's like if someone says a word wrong, don't jump to making fun of them because it means they probably learned it from reading it instead of hearing it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. But I also
That
want to
really
make
is-
fun.
that really is
Or
going
they
to blow
listen
my
to
mind.
drunk Bible study.
Yeah. Sutter.
It is going to blow my mind that it's subterfuge.
Yeah.
Subterfuge, yeah.
It's just so much more awkward than subterfuge.
But it's correct.
Emily's like, but it's alright.
Emily's like, no, I'm going to make fun.
Hey, you guys are the ones who know what is going on in this
Okay,
dang
all right,
book.
all right,
So,
all right. We'll give you some points. Okay.
okay, may I go on?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
They said to him, "No, my lord, but your servants have come to buy food. We are all one man's sons. We are honest men. Your servants are not spies." This is a lie.
That was
I
a
am-
deep pull.
that
That was a very
deep
meta.
pull,
That was a
I
very
know.
meta joke.
But-
That is a lie.
But I think that it is a lie because obviously, like, they're not good men. They threw their brother in a pit.
That's true. I mean, they are all one man sons.
That is
part's
true.
true.
That
Yeah,
is
they're not very
lie.
honest men. That is
Yeah.
right,
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
True.
He said to them, "No, but you have come to see the nakedness of the land." They said, "We, your servants, are 12 brothers, the son of one man in the land of Canaan,
12 brothers, eh?
and behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is no more."
He's just no more like a parrot.
And he's like, "Oh, am I not? Am I not? No. Am I? Am I?
Am I not no more?
Am I not more?
I hadn't heard that.
Am I not no more?" Joseph said to them, "It is like I told you, saying you are spies.
Oh.
Hereby you shall be tested.
Oh.
By the life of Pharaoh, you shall not go forth from here unless your youngest brother come here." What?
Okay.
"Send one of you and let him get your brother, and you shall be bound that your words may be tested, whether there is truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh, surely you are spies."
They're like, do you have any idea how far we came to get to Egypt? And now you're sending us on this wild goose chase to get our baby brother.
May I ask, didn't they sell him? They knew
Oh,
that they
yeah.
were... Yeah, they sold him, so why don't they know that he could possibly be here?
How would they think he would be second in
Oh,
command
yeah,
of
exactly.
Egypt?
There's
Well,
no way that they
okay,
would think even
okay.
remotely possibly that he could be the governor of Egypt.
Governor?
You know, he'd be
Governor?
the governor of Egypt.
Okay.
Like, I'm assuming they just think, oh, he's probably still a slave to the Ishmaelites at
Like
this point.
somewhere.
Also, I think
Yeah.
the last time they saw him, he was 17.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
he's, 37 now,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
And he's got eyeliner on now.
Yeah.
He's got eyeliner. He's speaking Egyptian. He
Yeah.
has this Egyptian wife.
And a gold chain.
gold chain,
Let's not
very
forget.
important.
That's true.
He's, I mean, as far as I remember from that film version, got some oiled up abs.
Yeah.
Also, he's probably like cleaner than
Yeah,
they all are
definitely.
living
Oh,
out
you're
in
right.
the fields. you know?
Definitely.
right,
He's probably
yeah.
very polished.
Yeah.
He's a polished
Yeah.
boy. All right. He put them all together into custody for 3 days.
Whew.
Joseph said to them on the third day, "Do this and live, for I fear God. If you are honest men, then let one of your brothers be bound in your prison house, but you go, carry grain for the famine of your houses."
Oh, I see. So I thought before he was going to make them send one back to
Seems
get
like
Wait, yeah.
Benjamin.
he changed his mind, perhaps.
Okay.
So now he's only going to
he's
keep
kinda,
one.
I think he's kind of taken out some childhood trauma here.
I mean, I get it. There
Can
was
you
some
blame him?
stuff that happened.
No, it is pretty intense. It's a
Okay.
pretty big betrayal.
Yeah. "Bring your youngest brother to me, so will your words be verified and you won't die."
As long as you don't spill any seed on the ground.
Exactly.
Can't make any promises if you do that.
I know. That's
That's-
not up to me.
That's Yahweh's department.
Yeah. They did so. They said to one another, "We are most assuredly guilty concerning our brother, and that we saw the distress of his soul when he begged us, and we wouldn't listen. Therefore, this distress has come on us."
I
Wait a
see.
minute.
So
Are
they're
they
thinking
talking about Joseph?
Yeah.
Okay.
Appropriately, now they're like, this must be because of that terrible thing we did 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
because God is making this happen because of this terrible thing we did, not knowing
It's actually Joseph.
the very same.
But I doubt Yahweh cares. He's like, yeah, okay, you can screw with them a little bit. It's fine. No problem.
Like, just rough him up. It's okay.
I
Yeah,
got
exactly.
big plans for this kid. Gotta
Yeah.
get him in shape first, though.
And we saw they said to one another, "We are most assuredly guilty concerning our brother,
Yep.
in that we saw the distress of his soul, and when he begged us, and we wouldn't listen. Therefore, this distress has come on us." Reuben answered them, saying, "Didn't I tell you, saying, don't sin against the child, and you wouldn't listen?"
20 years later, Reuben is still trying to give the I told you so.
Exactly. Therefore, also behold, his blood is required. What?
I don't get it. His
Like
blood
something's calling for his blood. Like that
Whose
kind of
blood?
dramatic phrase. Joseph?
or was it his blood is required, meaning Benjamin being more of a blood relative than they are?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe
that's
they're
rough.
assuming that,
Whoa.
like, the Egyptians are calling for us to bring our baby brother so they can, like, steal him or kill him. As, like,
That's
maybe
sad.
that's what they're assuming.
Wait, what? They didn't know that Joseph understood them, for there was an interpreter between them. So he's been speaking in Egyptian this whole time.
But they don't know. He understands
of
Hebrew.
course, of course.
Tricksy,
So
tricksy.
they're like, why didn't you?
This is like a spy movie.
It really
or
It
something.
is. Well,
There's
they
a
were
lot of
talking about
intrigue.
spies.
There's a lot of
Exactly.
intrigue and subterfuge.
I'm looking. Yes, thank you.
Correct.
I see. I'm looking up some other translations, and they're saying it's more like now comes the reckoning for his blood, or now we
Yeah.
must account for his blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's more like payback. Okay, got it. So it's not about Benjamin. It's just about we're getting payback now for this.
Okay. He turned himself about from them and wept, and he returned to them and spoke to them, and took Simeon from among them, and bound him before their eyes. Whoa.
Oh, so yeah, Joseph's definitely working through some
Yeah.
He's
old
like,
PTSD
"I'm
here.
finding him. Then
Right.
Joseph commanded to fill their vessels with grain, and to restore every man's money into his sack, and to give them provisions for their way. Thus was it done to them. Okay? So then he gave them stuff?
Yeah, so
And it
it
was
seems
like
like he
they-
decided, okay, Simeon's going to stay behind.
Yep.
He's kind of like the guarantee.
The sacrificial lamb?
Yeah.
Collateral.
He's the deposit.
Okay.
And you're not
Okay.
going to get it back unless,
Unless you bring Benjamin back.
Yeah. But he is hooking them up with grain and with all
And
their
not
stuff.
taking
and
their money.
Not taking any of their stuff. Yeah.
No.
No, but I mean, like, not even taking the money they paid for it. I think it's saying he returned their money to them.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting. Wow.
Oh, I think I kind of remember this part
Right,
of the
'cause-
story, maybe.
And restore every man's money into his
Right.
sack. So give them
he's
back.
even like
Yeah,
giving back
wow.
the money. Wow.
and
All
gave
right.
them provisions for the way. So like
Yeah.
some,
So he really
hardtack
hooked them up.
and some jerky. or
Sea
something.
biscuits.
Yeah.
Jeez. They loaded their donkeys with their grain and departed from there. As one of them opened his sack to give his donkey food in the lodging place, he saw his money. Behold, it was in the mouth of his sack.
Oh, behold.
He said to his brothers, "My money is restored. Behold, it is even in my sack."
The best place for money to be.
The safest, really.
Their hearts failed them, and they turned trembling one to another, saying, "What is this that God has done to us?" Wait, isn't this a good thing?
Are they
No.
worried that they're going to get
That
accused of stealing now?
ripped. Yeah.
Oh.
It's there was
What?
there was one
What?
Yes?
There was one time I went to a taco truck and ordered a burrito, and like I ordered my burrito and they made it, and then they like handed it to me, and it was like kind of busy. There was a bunch of other people, and so like I took my burrito and like walked back home, and then I realized I didn't pay them at all.
No.
Oh my
And I was
gosh.
already like too many blocks away, and like was super hungry, like dizzy from hunger, and I was like, oh no, I stole a burrito.
You stole it.
So I imagine that's what
yeah.
they're feeling right now.
I
I
see.
did that once at a place where I was a regular. Yeah.
What happened?
Well, okay, actually I have two stories.
Okay.
So the first one is when I was younger, my friend and I would rollerblade to the Pizza Hut
Of course you would.
once or twice a week, right? And get some personal pan pizzas or whatever we would get. And one time we went in and got them and then left without paying just because we forgot.
What?
But we remembered.
Right, you just like space out.
Yeah, we just got up and forgot that we hadn't already paid. And we went back that same day though. And we did pay them.
That's
and
nice.
they were like, "Oh, we're going to call the police and let them know to like not worry about it." And I was like, I
my
don't know if
God.
it was a bluff or not, but
I feel
They're
like
trying
it
to put the fear of
was.
God in you.
yeah, maybe.
I feel like it
Wow.
was.
Yeah. But no, the other time was at Lucy's, the like
Oh, really?
Mediterranean place.
the
What?
Mediterranean place on the corner near where we used to
You
live.
didn't pay them?
No, just one day I just like spaced it. You know,
just
like I
walked
ordered a
out.
to-go order and like ordered on the phone, walked in, got it, and
And
like,
they
maybe they
didn't-
were busy or something. And I just left and
Did you go back?
no, like I didn't even realize this till like the
Oh,
next day or
no.
something
Oh,
when I kind of
no.
put together that I had done this.
Wait a minute. Did I pay? No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh,
it was really
geez.
awkward, and so I
Wow.
just left really good tips the next few times I
Okay,
went
that's
in.
good.
good.
Yeah, I think I did that with that same taco truck where I
Yeah.
avoided it for like at least 3 months.
I
Jeez.
see.
And then came back and just tried to like really stuff the tip jar
Yeah.
as much as I could.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Well, okay, so that's exactly what Jacob's brothers are
I
going through
see.
right
Yeah.
now, except that there's more of the specter of we might be killed for this.
Right.
Exactly.
That's true.
So, okay. They came to Jacob, their father, to the land of Canaan, and told him all that had befallen them, saying, "The man, the Lord of the land, spoke roughly with us, and took us for spies of the country. We said to him, 'We are honest men. We are no spies. We are 12 brothers, sons of our father. One is no more, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan.' The man, the Lord of the land, said to us, 'Hereby will I know that you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers with me, and take grain for the famine of your houses, and go your way. Bring your youngest brother to me. Then I will know that you are not spies, but that you are honest men. So I will deliver you your brother, and you shall trade in the land.'" That's okay. Did they all together, all 10 of them, say this?
I imagine them just like rushing Jacob and like overwhelming him with like all their accounts of the story.
I
And
see.
Jacob's
I
like,
see they're all
just
jumping in
what?
with-
Just
yeah.
what?
And he's like, "Oh,
wait," And he's like,
okay.
this story doesn't make any sense. They're like, we know.
Yeah, exactly. Fascinating. It happened as they emptied their sacks that behold,
Drink.
What, for sacks? Oh, sorry, for behold.
Not for sacks.
Just then when you
Gracious.
when you reacted, it just seemed more like it was to sacks. Okay.
That behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. When they and their father saw their bundles of money, they were afraid.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Jacob, their father, said to them, "You have bereaved me of my children. Joseph is no more, Simeon is no more, and you want to take Benjamin away. All these things are against me." Reuben spoke to his father, saying, "Kill my 2 sons if I don't bring him to you. Deliver him into my hand, and I will bring him to you again." He said, "My son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he only is left. If harm befall him by the way in which you go, then you will bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to Sheol."
So
Whatever that means.
What
that
is all
like
this saying?
the underworld?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm looking up some translations here. But so he's not going to let him take Benjamin.
What?
Yeah, he's like,
He's
no.
just
That's
like,
not
nope.
good. They're going to be spy boys.
Yeah, good call. The Bible in basic English says, then
Oh yeah, it's Hades.
through you,
Ooh.
my gray head will go down to the underworld in sorrow. Wow.
yeah.
Good
So
guess.
Jacob's like, I can't take this
would
anymore. I
die,
can't
yeah.
lose any more of my favorite
Yeah.
children.
Right,
At least.
Exactly.
Any more of my two favorite
Don't
children.
really care much about y'all.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah. So they're kind of in big trouble. They're up Poop Creek without a paddle if they don't have a Benjamin to bring back.
That is true. That is true.
They're gonna kidnap Benjamin to bring him back.
I mean, they're gonna run the same con and like come to their father and be like, "Oh, something got Benjamin."
Oh no!
Oh gosh,
Do you
it'd be so sad.
Do you suppose that Abraham, known as Jacob, thinks?
Oh my god.
Sorry, Jacob. That Jacob thinks he's gonna kill Benjamin, like you were suggesting earlier.
Yeah, maybe. I think because why else would the governor of Egypt be like, bring your youngest brother to me, unless it was like, I'm going to keep him or kill him?
Yeah.
I guess
Because there's
so.
like no fathomable reason that he would think of like why the governor of Egypt would just want to see the youngest brother
Yeah.
or just want to be like, hey, I just want to meet him. Like in their world, it's like, oh, something bad's gonna happen if we have to bring Benjamin to
Yeah, I
Egypt.
guess.
So I remember in the musical that Benjamin was portrayed as being much younger than the other brothers.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
he is.
And I'm
Is he a
wondering
baby
by
boy?
how
He's a baby.
much. Because I'm trying to think like how many years after Joseph he was born. And I'm not sure. It's obviously it's not totally clear, but
Yeah, I guess at this point he would be older.
he's at least 20.
At the very least 20, probably older than
Probably
that.
significant. So he's
Yeah.
not like, because like in our show, he was like a little kid, like 12
Yeah,
or
I
something.
think in all of the
But that's
stories
not-
that I read, he was kind of like a teenager or a tween, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
But Joseph's been gone 20 years and he
Yeah.
was born before Joseph left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a young man, young strapping man.
Yeah.
Strapping young man. I guess if
Strapping
he has
young
his
boy.
brother's good looks. then-
Exactly. He got those
Oh.
good genes from Rachel because Rachel was beautiful.
Yes.
Let's
Oh,
not
right.
forget.
Beautiful enough to be a sister.
What?
Their whole
Yes,
thing.
their whole thing of if you're beautiful, I got to call you my sister so people don't kill
Oh,
me.
you're
That whole
right.
con.
You're right.
Yeah. That was a Drunk Bible Study deep cut out there.
Hope you all have gotten what we were throwing out.
Emily, what do you think is going to happen next?
I think that they're going to convince their father to bring Benjamin, and then
To bring dad too?
oh,
Or just
maybe.
Benjamin?
I was just going to say Benjamin, but maybe Dad will come too and
Who's going to
recognize
watch
him.
the flocks?
The
Well-
bajillions of
Okay,
servants?
all right.
Well, yeah, that's
all
true. Yeah, I don't think that Jacob is watching anything. He's just
Okay.
chilling,
Right.
drinking mojitos. But yeah, I think that they'll all go. He'll be like, fine, I have to go too. And then he will recognize Joseph and be like, my son, my son.
Then all the brothers will feel really silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then God will shoot them all down.
Whoa.
Who's them
Except for
all?
Benjamin, because
brothers.
he's loved by Rachel and stuff.
You think God will smite the brothers?
Yeah.
You know, this is interesting, actually. I'm thinking about, like, if we're just looking at this story about what God prioritizes, these guys do this to their brother, and God's like, nah. And then someone spills some seed on the ground, and it's
I
like,
know.
and you're
Okay,
dead.
Good
difference is
point.
though that I think the argument is that in the story of Joseph, it's like, yeah, this sucks for Joseph, but this is part of my plan. Like he has to go through this rough time in order for me to put him in a position where he can rise to greatness, to become the governor of Egypt, like this position that no one ever thought a little Hebrew boy could rise to. I think with the spilling seed, the
It's
implication is
not
more
part
of
of
like
his plan?
I think the implication is more as like it was my plan that
For you to have kids.
for you to have kids and like do your duty, and you went against my plan, and that displeases me. I think that's the idea because there's definitely many more stories of like when people actively disobey God,
Yeah.
Really?
that it doesn't go so great for them.
Well, it's interesting. I'm trying to think, like, in context, because, right, like, if we're trying to leave our baggage
Yeah,
before we read this, it's like, okay, Joseph had the dream about his sheaf of corn being better than the brothers, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you could argue within just what we've read, like, yes, God had a plan and he gave this vision about how it was going to go down. But the thing about, like, whether or not God had a plan about the descendants or whatever is like, I don't know. Like, that wasn't made clear. It was just so quick.
Yeah.
that's
It
true.
was just like, and it happened, and Yahweh was mad, and so he died. Just not a lot of, I don't know. I just want a little more explanation. What's the word
Explanation.
I'm looking for?
Explication.
Yeah, expanding on something.
Okay,
A little more.
yeah.
Expansion.
I don't know. This is the problem with drunk Bible study. It's hard to think
We
of
don't
words.
know what we're saying. Yes, Dedeker? All right, I'm really excited to see what happens. I guess we have 4 more episodes of this shenanigan.
Something like that. I
It
actually
feels
haven't
like it's-
even checked in a while.
I mean,
yes, 4 more episodes after this.
Because it really
Yep.
feels like it's building to a climax, but here we are. I guess we're not yet. We're not at that climactic point. So
Well, there'll probably be a lot of denouement.
you're right.
I think we are getting close to the climax.
and
I mean,
it's the end of Genesis.
him
So.
re-encountering his brothers after 20 years. It's
Yeah.
pretty climactic.
Oh, okay. Well,
Right? I mean, don't you think?
No, I agree. Yeah. Okay. Well, can't wait to see what happens next week.
Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including bonus episodes, new series, guest interviews, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/Drunk Bible Study. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Emily Matlack, Dedeker Winston, and me, Jace Lindgren. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. The theme song for the Book of Genesis is Fanfare for Space by Kevin MacLeod. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about your dad. He's in a book club. Whoa. He's got a history of skimming past all the pages of ageless confessional shit.